Assalamu alaikum. So in today's lecture, we are going to do the second part of our topic, plant nutrition past paper video. Okay. So this is the second part of the topical past paper video. Okay. And hope you like it. So let's start. In the first part, we have covered 10 questions. Okay. These 10 questions. And now in the second part, we'll do the other 10 questions. Okay. So the question is, in this question, it is asked that what is formed first in the leaves as a result of photosynthesis? So basically, the reactants in the photosynthesis are CO2 and H2O. And from it, what happens that glucose and oxygen is produced, right? Glucose and oxygen is produced. So here in these options, we can see that in chlorophyll, no, in part B, glucose is present. So hence, this question answer will be B. Now let's go on question number 12. From which part of a leaf does most water evaporate during transpiration? So as we know that water basically evaporates from the spongy mesophyll, means the most of the water evaporates from the spongy mesophyll cells, right? Which are just down the cuticle, right? So hence, if we can see here, part C can be the option. Although from guard cell and the cuticle also from there the water evaporates, but most of the water evaporates from the spongy mesophyll cells. Okay, so 30. Which substance are transported in the flow? So basically, phloem transports amino acid and sucrose. Okay, sucrose or any type of food, like any type of sugar, you may say, right? Basically, it transports sucrose. Okay, so in this we can see amino acid is present, but here starch is present. Hence, A cannot be the answer. If we can see in the part B here, amino acid is present, and with it sucrose is also present. Hence, B will be the answer for 30, and we don't have to go to part C and D, because we just found the answer. Okay, now in question number 14, the question is which product of photosynthesis moves out of a green leaf through its stomata? So basically, it is basically telling us the waste product after the photosynthesis. So up if we yeah, in this equation we can see that oxygen is also produced. So if glucose is used, so the other thing which will be going out is known as oxygen. Hence oxygen will be the answer. Okay, so where is it? Part A, it's carbon dioxide, it's glucose, and yeah, here is C, oxygen. Okay, because in photosynthesis, the waste product is oxygen, means the byproduct is oxygen. Okay, now let's go into question 15. What is carried by the xylem? So xylem basically carries mineral ions and water, right? So any two options, if it's mineral ion or water, both will be correct. So in this chlorophyll, it is wrong. And in part B, if you can see that here is mineral ions, and we know that xylem vessel carries mineral ions. So hence B will be the answer. Now let's go on question number 16. In this, we see that the question is which two substances are needed for photosynthesis? So so as we can see in the equation of this photosynthesis, it's CO2 and H2O, right? CO2 means carbon dioxide, H2O means water. So the reactants, and here it is asking for the reactants. So if it is asking for the reactants, we should be seeing the that which of the answer has the reactions. So carbon dioxide, right? So in this carbon dioxide is present, and in this carbon dioxide is present, right? So means that C and D will be wrong. Now let's see water. Water is not present in this, it is glucose. While in the part B, water is present, hence part B will be the answer. Okay, in question number 17, it states that which process does not release water. So as we know that in excretion we do like give out water, right? And respiration also water is given out. And transpiration it is basic. basically the process which contains water. Hence, A, C, and D won't be the answer. And in photosynthesis, we know that only oxygen is taken out, right? Only oxygen is released, while the water is basically used in it. Okay. Now let's go on question number 18. So here, a bar chart is given, shows the average number of chloroplasts in each of three different type of leaf cell. Okay, right? And number one, average number of chloroplasts, and one is at this height, and number two, it is like the maximum, and number three is like in the midway of the chart, right? What are the three type of cells? So basically, it's asking for the number of chloroplasts, right? So we know that in guard cell, here it's option guard cell, right? So in guard cell, it's there are very little chloroplasts, right? So hence number one can be guard cell, right? So if we say in this parasite cells of a cell, no, because in parasite basophil cell there are a lot of a lot of chloroplasts and spongy also. So means B, C, and D. In the first option also they are incorrect. So hence B, C, and D won't be the answer. And now let's go on the parasite. So we know that in parasite mesophyll cell there are the maximum number of chloroplasts because they are basically used for photosynthesis, mostly used for photosynthesis. Hence, two will be parasite mesophyll cell. And we also know that in spongy mesophyll cell, there are like a moderate number of chloroplasts. So now let's see. The diagram shows a palisade cell, in which region is starch stored. We know that in plant cell, it stores the starch in its vacuole, right? So A is not pointing at the vacuole, hence A won't be the answer. B is also not pointing to the vacuole. While if we look at C, point C, it is pointing to the vacuole, hence C will be the correct answer, right? Okay. In this question, the diagram shows the apparatus used in an investigation to measure the rate of oxygen production during photosynthesis. So gas is produced, measuring cylinder is used, bright light is given here, and this is beaker is used, glass funnel is inverted. Okay, aquatic plant is there, and water. The investigation was repeated several times, and the average amount of gas collected was calculated. Which two factors must be kept constant during this investigation? The amount of water in this first part, let's see the first part. The amount of water in the beaker and the height of the measuring cylinder, the size of the aquatic plant and the amount of gas in the measuring cylinder, the size of the aquatic plant and the duration of exposure to light, the size of the beaker and the funnel. So basically, if you see this last point, the size of the beaker. So if the size is has been increased or decreased, it won't affect. So hence C is not the answer. Now, if we look at point A, the amount of water in the beaker and the height of the measuring cylinder. If this second part is basically wrong, okay? Hence A won't be also the answer. Now, if you see the size of aquatic plant, it will affect because if it will be a big plant, it will produce more oxygen. If it will be uh, less small plant, it will be less, right? Is- the amount of gas in the measuring cylinder. So basically, B cannot be the answer because it says that amount of gas in the measuring cylinder. And the duration of the exposure to light, this will be constant because if a plant will be kept 1 hour in light and the other plant will be kept 2 hours in light, so the other plant will produce more gas. Hence, C is the answer. So size of the aquatic plant and the duration of exposure to light both will be kept constant. Okay. So that's it for today, guys. Inshallah, in the next lecture, we will do some more past papers on this topic. So that's it for today. Okay, guys. Allah Hafiz.